What's good, everybody? Welcome to the OG NBA betting show. And we minus a couple, so I don't even know if I call it that right now. It's the Ski and Dutch show right now, I guess.
It's the
But
O show. It's the O show. We
the
don't got
O.
to listen to G's.
It's the O. But I rock with my guy Dutch. That's good with me, man. He got that nasty sweater on, but it's all good. What's good with you, Dutch?
Yeah, man. You know what? This is Broncos. But you know what time it is when it's NBA season. I put this bitch on. It's the only thing I got. That it resembles the East Coast vibe. But yeah, man, feeling okay. Feeling okay. Missing our guy WAM. Bam. Bobano should be in here very shortly. Light card yesterday. Light card took it real light yesterday. Did tweet out Luca over 3.5 plus money on the threes. Got there. Today's a lot better. Obviously the other night, not too happy about Phoenix. Last we were on was Wednesday and gave out Phoenix, and still a little salty about that one. But overall, excited to have the NBA back. We're learning each and every day, so we'll just continue to learn. And we got a big ass card, so I'm excited to see what we got in store today.
Yeah, but Bano, yesterday kind of whipped my ass in the association. So I got to get back on track here today. We got a lot of games to try to do it with. NBA still treating you okay?
Yeah, last night was up and down, but the best bet was Oklahoma City. Why the hell were they an underdog in that basketball game? They're better than Denver. Simple as that. They beat Denver twice last year. Yeah, and they schooled Denver last night. Very impressive they were. Unfortunately, I had San Antonio, and I don't know what happened to them in the second half last night. That was very disappointing. They just got blown out. They played a great first half. Defensively, they were locked in, and all of a sudden, it's just raining buckets all over them in the second half. So that was frustrating to lose that. The worst beat of the night for me, and this is the swing game. They could have turned it from a really good, slightly down night to a great night. Was Boston team total over 122.5. They score 122. Brutal. Half a point. Brutal.
Yeah, half a point is always tough. Man, that Spurs game too. I don't know what number you had. That last layup, he's just getting too cute. Like, bro, just make the layup. Like,
yeah.
Damn. That cost a lot of us some money right there. Shit.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Appreciate you guys in the chat. Here's the third show of the day. I gotta rock with the OG crew though. We a little bit more OG now, Dutch. Not just the O.
Yeah, we got our guy.
But we got to get to it. I appreciate all you guys in the comments. I'm trying to, get to as many as I can.
We got to keep a brisk pace because we're on a time crunch today, according to Skee. Yeah.
Yeah, brisk pace, man. I got to be out of here in like 40 minutes. So first game up, 5:33, 5:34. Philly and Toronto opened up. Philly minus 4.5. They're 5 or 5.5 point favorites. Total really hasn't moved. 220 or 219.5, depending where you shop. And we know the same usual suspects out for Philly: Embiid, Paul George. For Toronto, now you can add quickly to that list because he got hurt last game. Outside of Barrett is doubtful, Bruce Brown, Olynyk, etc., etc. So Babano, I know you're over there in the north. Them boys look pretty bad in the first game, and it don't look like they have a whole lot of reinforcements that we can trust. Do you think that you can trust them, or how you view this game?
Yeah, I'm going to run it back with the same two bets that cashed for me with Cleveland and Toronto on Wednesday night. We're going to go Sixers team total over and full game over. Both of those hit on Wednesday night. Raptors still play extremely fast. There's no question they want to get up and down, but there's no rim protection. I saw a lot of wide open shots. I saw friggin' Dean Wade, of all people, draining threes against them for Cleveland the other night, not to mention they couldn't really contain Mitchell or Garland all that much. And now they get Philadelphia off a loss, obviously, to Milwaukee. And look, there's concerns about Milwaukee. Obviously, they're not a fully healthy team, but this feels like one of those games where Maxey, and I mentioned Kelly Oubre, someone that had to step up for Philadelphia offensively, and he did that against Milwaukee, even though they lost that game. It's one of those games where for the Sixers, it should be a get-right game, especially on offense. I don't know if I want to lay 5. I just feel the team total is even better to attack this Toronto team, which is lacking a lot at the defensive end of the court. So I'm going to go with the team total over 112.5 for Philly and over 219.5 full game total.
I like it. I do think Philly should be able to score, as many points as they like in this game. Dutch, I know damn sure you're not taking the Raptors Are you able to push the button on the 76ers?
Yeah, man, you kind of led me this way. I looked at it and I'm like, man, why not just fade the Raptors again, right? Shout out to our guy Gold Jew in the building. I see my man Tasha, the beautiful young lady. Nice to see you. JT Sports in the building. Everybody, run up them likes. Let's get to the bag. I like the Sixers here though, man. It's been big brother, little brother type shit when they face the Toronto Raptors. 7 straight wins. Last 3 have been by double digits, and the last 5 have covered this number. So I would expect the same damn thing. I like where our guy Bobano's looking to. Probably team total over here with the 76ers. Might split up a unit on each. But yeah, man, the Sixers are nothing here. I like what I see out of the Sixers too. We know what you're getting out of Maxey. But the additions they have, we talked numerously about the Drummond factor with the rebounds. But they got the Martin boys. I like them. They're playing hard. They got guys that are going to go out there and play basketball. Kyle Lowry's fucking in shape playing. So you actually got a true backup point guard. Obviously the dude from the Olympics as well. I like this Sixers team. When Paul George and Embiid get back, I think they're going to be pretty fucking good. So, there's levels to this shit. And even without Paul George and Embiid, I believe they're on another level than the Toronto Raptors.
I'm with y'all. Maxey, he wasn't trying to hear none of the reporters say, this is how it's going to be without Embiid. I think he's going to shut him up tonight. So 76ers, I think, is the right side. And like Ian said, I think they score how many points they want. 535, 536, Brooklyn and Orlando. Orlando is the 11.5 point favorite here. Total hasn't moved from 215.5. Isaac is game time decision for the Nets. Bogdanovich out, Sharp out, Wofford out. Magic, I bet their win total over. They made me believers last year, and I like the addition of KCP. I think that, last year, I feel like when they were laying these big numbers, I was scared of it, and they continued to cash. So I can't talk anybody off for Orlando. I'll double back to you here, Dutch, and ask you, do you think the Magic are that good of a team yet to be laying this number here tonight?
Well, I will say they impressed the fuck out of me in the third quarter against Miami. Good. God damn. It was a close game. It was a 4-point game at halftime. That third quarter, they dropped 37 on
a fully healthy Miami team too, full strength.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah. So that was very, very impressive. Shot the ball quite well too. Look, KCP didn't really do much, but as a team, they shot the ball quite well. So Banchero looks like he might even take that next step. I like this dude. So I'm not getting in the way of Orlando. I wouldn't lay this number. Brooklyn, they're a mess, man. They're a mess. They're an absolute mess. Cam Thomas is nice though. Cam Thomas, that's just a walking bucket. 20 over 25 and a half, seems kind of high for anyone on Brooklyn, but this motherfucker will probably get 30 tonight. He got the ultimate green light. He's not looking to pass. He'll get him up. Cam Thomas, one of the more talented offensive players we got in this league.
Babano, what do you think about it?
I'm keeping these bets small because there's a part of me that's not used to Orlando being a double-digit favorite. It's not a role they're familiar with. How good are they going to do as a double-digit favorite now? But I was thoroughly impressed. When you have 5 guys in double figures like they did against a very good Miami team, still a pretty, at least a decent, solid Miami team that's supposed to be solid defensively because Spoelstra preaches got to play D. When you have 5 players in double figures, Banchero, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black, Gary Harris, you're doing something right. You're spreading the floor. You're sharing the basketball. You're taking good shots, and you're making those shots. I think that's what impressed me about Orlando. We know they bring the defense. Last year, they were a great defensive team. Could they make more shots? Could they take a step efficiency on the offensive side? And they did that against Miami. I was very impressed. Now, Brooklyn is a scrappy team. They covered the number in defeat against Atlanta. Lost by 4. I think they played very hard. I think Jordi Fernandez is a solid hire. I just don't know if they're going to have enough offense here against a very good Magic team defensively. And the concern here is they relied way too much on Cam Thomas against Atlanta. Orlando's got the length, the size, the rotations defensively to take Cam Thomas away, in my opinion, in this matchup. And if it's not Cam Thomas, who's stepping up for Brooklyn offensively? So, again, I'm worried about, this is rarefied air for Orlando laying double digits, but we're going to sprinkle a couple of bets here on them, team total over, and laying the points.
All right. Babano, like in the Magic, Wham Bam, you got anything on either Magic versus Nets or Sixers versus Raptors?
Sixers versus Raptors. Yeah, I am. Let's go into that game here because that's the game I got the most interest in. As far as the props that I like in that game that I did lock in, it was Maxi over 32 at plus money. You could get over 29.5 at like I think minus 130 or minus 120 or something like that. But I got over 31.5 at plus 105. So I think that Maxi has another great day today. Jermaine 34 said Maxi for 30. I think he gets 30 plus for sure today. So I am on Maxi. That's my favorite play out of these two games. So that'll be the first one I come in with. And as far as the Raptors, I agree with. I think me and Dutch was talking about it yesterday, or me and Billy was talking about yesterday on Pub about this over. I'm not sure if you guys were liking this over or not here, but I think RJ coming back is going to help this offense a little bit for the Raptors.
Is he coming back?
I thought he was questionable, but I just woke up, bro. I just woke up.
He's doubtful.
Double check on that. I don't think he's back personally.
Cool,
I don't think so.
Bet. This is a bet that I haven't made yet, but I wanted to actually chop it up with
No,
y'all.
he's doubtful. No.
Okay, cool.
Quickly and Barrett are out. Quickly and Barrett are out.
And I don't like Quickly not being there either, though. So yeah, I did like this over here, but now that those two guys may be out, then I'll probably pass on that. But I did like I thought the pace was going to be there for Maxi regardless, though. So over 31.5 points for me for Maxi.
I think you could still see 125, 112, that kind of score, and it still goes over. But I definitely like as I mentioned earlier, the Sixers team total over. I like that even more.
And then we go into this Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic, one of the best bets that I made on last game. So it was the best bet last game. Orlando did what they had to do. Now they're going up against the Brooklyn Nets team where they're supposed to just run them out the water here. Again, we talked about Ben Simmons props. They actually are letting them free today. You know what I'm saying? They're letting Ben Simmons props free. I don't want nothing to do with him, though, because I just didn't like the minutes that he was getting in that last game. I think he should get more than 30 minutes. 24 minutes for him. He played pretty phenomenal. He had 8 assists in those 24 minutes. Like, I like his assist today, which is I think it's at 6. 6 assists today. I do like his assist, but I don't know what type of minutes he's going to have. So I didn't lock in nothing there. And I think we could get a better number live on this Orlando Magic team. One thing about the NBAs to start off that I've been noticing is that these pregame total, free game spreads, they drop like crazy. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't expect the 11.5 to be the main spread live here for Orlando Magic. I think we could probably get like 6 for them. So I'm going to be looking at a live spot with Orlando.
All right, we're going to go over to Indiana and New York. Opened up New York -5. He's moving all over the place. I see 4.5 right now. Total open 225.5, and it's as high as 228. For the injuries in this one, Isaiah Jackson is game time for the Pacers. Achua, Mitchell Robinson, and McCullough out for the Knicks. Dutch, I'm coming to you on this game because somebody in the chat said they think we might go head to head. It is a spot for the Knicks to try to get a little bit of playoff revenge. Do you think they get it?
Yeah, man. Hey, that motherfucker pay attention. Whoever it was in the chat, pay attention. Because you're right, goddammit. You're right. First thing I text Skee this morning was a Knickerbocker fan. Not for me, not me. Oh, okay. That's me. He does like Indiana, goddammit. Not what I wanted to hear, but I like the Knickerbockers here an awful lot tonight. I really do. Let's not forget what just happened on Tuesday night. I mean, they got punked. They got punked in Boston. They got smacked around. This is a team that's got an awful lot of talent, awful lot of hopes this year. They don't be expecting to be run out the gym by 30 points, down by 25-30 the whole entire game. So I think they still got a sour taste in their mouth from Tuesday night, and they definitely got a sour taste from their mouth from the last series in the playoffs when New York when New York really gave it away at the house. I mean, they lose by 21 at the crib in game 7. New York, Hallie doing the dancing on him, doing all the Scooby-Doo shit that he do. Come on, man. Come on. They ain't letting that shit ride. Now you can say, oh, it's Mikal Bridges. It's Cat. They weren't even on this team last year. Believe me, it's in the locker room. It trickles down from Jalen Brunson, from Tom Thibodeau. They do not like the Indiana Pacers. They are not happy they lost Game 7 to the Indiana Pacers, and they are not happy they got smacked the fuck around by the Leprechauns on Tuesday. So you got a very unhappy team against the Pacers team. Cool, man. I mean, they really got punked for 3 quarters against Detroit. Detroit did anything they wanted to for 3 quarters, averaged 30 points up into those 3 quarters, up until the fourth quarter where they only scored 19 points and really kind of did what Detroit does. I'll give credit a little bit to Indiana. They did lock down a little bit there in that second half, and especially in that fourth quarter, obviously. But what I watched out of that game is, because I did have money on Indiana, was they soft, bro. They're a little soft, man. They're a little soft, led by their point guard, Howie. This motherfucker, man, I don't know what he's doing. He think he's Steph Curry. You are not Steph Curry, bro. Like, what the fuck are you shooting those threes for? Cade Cunningham outplayed him, definitely outplayed him, and I believe Jalen Brunson will outplay him today. Cat will do what he do. You got Bridges, who finally found his shot in the second half. I mean, I don't know if y'all were watching, but and then he said, no. He actually, I don't think he missed a shot in the second half, and had 2 threes. So look for Mikal Bridges to be what we seen last year and not what the fuck we seen the first 3 weeks of the preseason. I don't know what the fuck the shit was the last 3 weeks, but Mikal Bridges will be there. He's an elite defender. Yeah, that's just Michael Kidd Gilchrist in this motherfucker. Oh, hell no. But OG, play healthy, play 34 minutes. So I'm looking for that. I like the Knicks an awful lot here tonight. It's one game, and the Knicks have marked this game down. -4.5 is good money.
Hey, they didn't mark Game 7 down?
They marked it down. Skee. They're thinking about Indiana when they went to Beantown. God damn it.
No, I do think they definitely, have this spot circle in all seriousness. But man, who knows which way Mikal Bridges is shooting today?
Yeah.
Who knows what, they still got to figure out rotations. They still got to figure out how to play with each other. Yeah. It's the same well-oiled machine for the Pacers. They're going to make New York play fast. And where New York is going to slip up at, the bench. The bench for the Pacers is just, you can trust them 10 times more than whatever you have over there in New York. So that's how I think Indiana keeps this game close. I think they woke up in that last game. They ended that game really well. I think they take that momentum into this game. The one thing I'll say for you guys who like the Knicks is, if you like them, take them while the starters are in. Take them first quarter, because when that bench come in, I don't know, man. I don't know. But Bano,
McBride looked nice though. McBride looked nice.
I like McBride. McBride's a bucket.
Nice.
Yeah. You want to try to break a tie here, Babano?
Yeah, in this spot, I like the Knicks a little bit. 4.5. It's not best bet material, but I'm going to go with a couple of different. I'm going to go first half and full game split, because I think in the first half you might see a pretty strong performance. I think Knicks' first half actually was pretty solid for extended parts of last year. I was not that impressed with Indiana in the first game against Detroit. For 3 quarters, they didn't look good. They pulled away because, look, they just got much more talent, better team than the Detroit Pistons. But defensively, they looked checked out for 3 quarters. Detroit was getting a lot of good looks. Dutch is 100% right about Halliburton. He's jacking up these terrible shots, these bad threes. He didn't even hit his fucking double-double the other night against Detroit. I mean, it was a terrible performance from Halliburton, all things considered. Didn't like what I saw against Detroit. I think that's some credit to Detroit, which we'll get to in a bit as well, but they're going to have to play better tonight, because the Knicks off a blowout loss to the Celtics. And by the way, the Celtics might just be that good. Look what they did last night to Washington. Now, Washington's bad, but there was no letdown or anything. They just put the boots to a very bad Washington team. So that Boston team is really good. I don't want to hold it against the Knicks. I think in this spot here, the Knicks in the situation with them, losing in the playoffs last year off a loss. They've been good at home. I'll give them a shot here. I don't love it because I like Indiana a lot. I don't like betting against Indiana. They're a really good team, but I like the Knicks a little bit in this spot. -2.5, -4.5. We'll do a full game first half split. I think the game goes over the total as well. I agree with the move up with the total.
Wham bam. Y'all gonna stomp me out, or you gonna come help me out? What's the deal in this one?
I got to give pushback with my boy Babano here. The Knicks last year were 15-26 in the first half at home. They're actually one of the bottom 5 in the first half at home here. And I kind of do agree with my boy. I kind of agree with Dutch with Holly. saying that he's been shooting crazy. But I don't agree with McBride, y'all. I'm sorry, man. McBride may have got a little early lucky spot there, man. Y'all thinking he's gonna do 8 for 10 in 25 minutes again? 4 for 5 from 3. I don't think that's gonna be there, and they still got smoked. You know, they need that boy offense there. So I don't know if I trust the Knicks offense enough to be able to compete with this Indiana Pacers team. And that's where I kind of agree with Skee. And I am with you, Skee. I think Indiana does win this game outright. Knicks, like you said, maybe first quarter Knicks, like you said, I do agree with that. I'm not touching the first half at all. I think the pace for this Pacers team, obviously, they didn't shoot the ball as well as they supposed to. But again, man, like we gotta just call it for what it is. I don't know if we could say it's levels because of the names for the Knicks. They got big names over there, but the full team, I think it is levels here, and I think that the bench is a lot better for sure with this Pacers team. And this game has to go over for the Knicks to be able to be competitive here. I think they have to go. This can't be a grinded out Thibodeau style game. This got to be a high flying Indiana Pacers team. I think that Halliburton in New York, man, villain style, man. It's just a lot of villains over there. New York just doesn't like opposing guards, and I think Hallie shows them why they don't like opposing guards today. So I honestly wanted to hear this out. I knew that Dutch liked the Knicks, and when he said it yesterday, I wanted to go with you, Dutch. I ain't gonna lie. You was like, it's a smash spot, it's a smash spot. And then the more I thought about it last night, bro, I'm like, nah, bro, I don't trust OG Anunoby to make threes today, my boy. So I'm not fucking with the Knicks at all. I like the Pacers here.
Great defender he is, though. He can clamp
He's a
down on
great
some of these
defender,
Indiana
yeah,
guys.
for
Yeah.
sure. But
It's
no,
about
it's
that
the
Indiana
Pacers
guy,
for me.
man.
It's the Pacers for me. Plus 4.5, man.
All right, we'll see how this game shakes out. I gotta admit, I didn't make a bet yet, but I'm only betting one way. It's one way ticket for me. It's Pacers or stay out the way. Next game we have.
We got 23 minutes. Huh? We got 23 minutes for 7 more games, I think. God
Yeah, we'll
damn.
go quick, brisk.
Yeah, we gotta go quick.
Yeah.
Detroit and Cavs. I'm gonna skip all that opening, whatever. We see the numbers on the screen because we gotta go quick, right?
Right.
I'm gonna say this: the Cavs are not that good. I think it was just the Raptors are that bad. The Pistons, they were pretty competitive with those Pacers, man, and they got embarrassed last year. I think they're gonna play with a little bit more pride to start this year. I would be looking at Pistons plus 11. But Bano, you shaking your head? Yes, you like that bet there?
Nothing more to say. I almost took Detroit against Indiana the other night because I thought, you know what, I like the Pacers a lot, but I think this Pistons could be a sneaky better team. I like what I saw. Defensive effort. I loved what Cunningham and Ivy did in the backcourt. I loved what I was seeing from some of the new pieces as well on this team. I thought they moved the ball well. I thought their defense looked a lot better in one game. That's a very good Indiana team they had to defend, and I thought there was a lot of good stuff from the Pistons, even though they lost that game, but only by 6. They led the majority of that game, quite honestly. Duren was great. Tobias Harris looked like a great fit right away in his first game with the Detroit Pistons, his new team. And for Cleveland, first of all, they're not a good double-digit favorite. They haven't been long-term. Now, I know it's Kenny Atkinson, and I like him a lot, but I'm with Skee. I think a lot of it was Toronto being that bad the other night. And I think the Pistons this season, if you ask me, when they're a double-digit dog, are you going to make money with Detroit this year? For me, the answer is yes. Pistons for me.
I feel like they've been good in that role in previous years too. Dutchy, I know you're not. I mean, don't start cutting up on the Pistons. What you doing in this game?
Nah, man. Like, hey, I low key like what I seen out of Detroit. I like Kate Cunningham. I know that. So over 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I think it might be a look for me. He went over this number obviously recently, and he went over this last time he seen them, and then against these boys, you know, they played like the last game of the preseason. Now all the starters played for the Cavaliers, but Cade only ran 7 minutes. He had 6, 3, and 4. You know, 6 points, 3 assists, and 4 or 3 rebounds and 4 assists in 7 minutes against these boys. You know, so against the starters. So I really like the over 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Cade, and I like the Pistons, man. They're playing tough. JB got these boys. They got juice in there.
Win one for the Gipper too. The team that fired him, Cleveland.
Exactly.
There we go. Right, you got to rally up if you're Detroit, like Milwaukee did for Doc the other night in Philadelphia.
And I like that. And obviously going back against his old team, it looked like they played hard for him against Indiana. How the fuck will they not play hard for him against the Cavaliers team that fired him after he won a playoff series. There got to be a little bit of bitterness there, if you ask me. So if Wham Bam says Detroit, then I'm not going to bet Detroit because we were all on Chicago and that shit wasn't close. God damn it! So if we all, I mean,
I told you them public dogs is dirty, man.
Yeah, these dogs. So because I don't know, it sounded like all three of us really like Detroit. I think it's gonna be a competitive game, but I don't know, man. But I do like Kate Cunningham over 37.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Wham Bam, what props you like, man?
Yeah, I'll see me in the chat. I haven't bet Detroit yet either, but I really want to take that first half, man. 6.5 in the first half. It seems like a good number here. This does seem like a good live opportunity spot as well. I think the Cavs can start off pretty hot. And we could probably get a better number than 11.5 here with Detroit, because I think Detroit still has a bad taste in people's mouth of them being the the pushover in the NBA. We talked about it. Every dog is going to have their day. They started off playing pretty competitive in that first game, so I do expect them to give a little revenge, like you guys mentioned, for the coach and everything there. But neither here nor there. You said what prop I'm on. The only bet that I made here is Jalen Duran over 10.5 rebounds. He was able to get that done for his last game, but man, once he got that 12 rebound, he didn't get no more after that, which was scary as hell. So I ain't gonna lie. I know it dropped. It was at 11.5 when I got at plus 105. You can still get plus money at that 11.5, but since they're giving us the 10, man, I'm just gonna take the 10.5 here. Jalen Durant over 10.5 rebounds. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
All right, and I could definitely see him boarding on this one for sure. Let's keep going. Next game we have is Hawks and Hornets. And like I said, I'm going to keep it brief now. Open 231.5. It's down as low as 226. We know the coach is preaching defense. I saw them out there playing defense. That's how they came back and won. I don't know how much I trust the Hawks to play defense, but that Hornets side definitely is. I lean under. And because I said that, I want to hear Babano's opinion on the total.
I actually think it does go under as well. I mean, first of all, Charles Lee comes in, says we got to be more competitive at the defensive end. Jack, they did shoot a lot of threes, which Boston does. That's where he coached before. They did that, but they especially focused on defense. Quinn Snyder in Atlanta, they know if they're going to be better, they have to focus defensively, and Quinn Snyder was talking a lot about that as well for the Hawks coming into the year. So I understand the like for the under in this game, but the Charlotte Hornets and the Atlanta Hawks, I would lean that way. As far as the side goes, look, I saw the video, right? They're celebrating in the locker room after the win. It was Charles Lee's first win as a head coach in his first game. They come back from a double-digit deficit to beat Houston. It's not a great spot. They don't have Brandon Miller tonight either. He's out due to injury. I still like Charlotte, though, in this game. You still can't lay points with Atlanta yet. They proved it the other night against Brooklyn. They only won by 4. What were they laying? 8.5, 9 in that game? You still cannot fully trust the Atlanta Hawks as favorites. They're not always going to be trustworthy. And I said coming into the year, I thought Charlotte would be better, a little undervalued. I took them with the points against Houston. Great comeback win. I'm going to try to ride them again. I don't love the spot. I don't like that Miller's out. But I like Charlotte here, plus 5. Atlanta as a favorite. Not for this guy.
Jay Main, he says Hornets all day, twice on Friday. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. I think the Hornets are definitely the play here. If I had to put a free bet here, I'm probably even taking them to win outright. You said it, man. I mean, one team covered and won outright as an 8-point underdog. The other one, 7-point favorite. Barely won that game against the Brooklyn Nets team, where we expect to be terrible here. Yeah, give me the Hornets, man. I like the Hornets all the way.
It was just one game. But LaMelo Ball was playing some defense the other night. If that's going to be the case all season, build a fucking statue out in Charlotte for Charles Lee, the new coach.
Dutch, I have a feeling it's time for some shout-outs.
Yeah, man. Drewski, I see you. Mo Harris, I see you, my man. Jermaine, thank him. I really do like the Hawks here, though. I don't understand all the love for the for the Hornets. I'm not going to bet the Hawks to lay the number because of what Bobano said. But this is a team that finds a way. They didn't play well against Brooklyn and still won. I'm higher on Atlanta than a lot, but I don't want to lay the number here. But yeah, the Hornets, I don't know. I think Houston took their foot off the pedal in the second half. I don't think that's really the Hornets, but I will see today. I'll see tonight.
All right, we got
same game.
we got 15 minutes, and I'm not gonna lie, we got 5 games. Yeah. So I don't even like this Memphis and Houston game. Anybody like this game?
I don't. But Houston's good at home, and Houston's until the other night when they lost to Charlotte. But last year they were good at home. They're off a bad loss. Well, not a bad loss, but I think Charlotte's better than people think this year. But you shouldn't lose that game if you're Houston when you were up by such a big margin. I think they play strong here, but I keep thinking Memphis is better this year, a lot better. And I don't think I'm ready to lay 3.5 with Houston. So I'm off that game. I think I agree a little bit with this total. Look, Memphis and Utah flew over the total. Houston, I think, is kind of an under team, but I could see this one being a little higher scoring.
I don't trust that coach with them rotations he had for the Grizzlies. I'll say that. That's all I got on that one. Chicago and Milwaukee. I'm going back to Giddey. I like Giddey over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I forgot about Lonzo back over there tonight. He's not playing, so should be a lot of minutes, a lot of opportunities for Giddey to get that 25.5 PRA. Anybody on Bulls and Bucks?
I like the Giannis over 40 points and rebounds, a little high. I'm thinking about getting to the window though. I mean, his numbers against Chicago are just insane. They're absolutely insane. The motherfucker drops like 35 and 15, just wakes up and does it. So I mean, they got absolutely nothing for him. I liked what I seen out of him against Philly attacking. So Giannis over 40.5 points and rebounds would be a small bet for me.
Looks like a Dame game to me. I would be paying attention to Dame props, maybe threes and points here. So I like Dame tonight.
So the biggest flaw I've had in the past is when someone lets me down or a team lets me down, and I think they're going to be a team I can make money with. I sometimes back out too quickly, and I abandon them after one bad game. I'm not doing that with Chicago. I'm going to take another chance on them tonight, plus 9.5 against Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee, look, they had the big Doc Rivers win, come together for the coach, beat the team that fired him. And look, let's be real, though. That's a Sixers team with no Paul George, no Embiid the other night. Now you're back home, laying big numbers with this Milwaukee team. I'm still not ready to do it. I didn't love the Bulls' defense. And if the defense they played against New Orleans is the defense we're going to see tonight, they're going to get ripped on that end of the basketball court. But I'm still going to take a chance, plus 9.5 Chicago. And I really like the over. I agree with the total being this high. Chicago, Skee, you're going to like this stat. They averaged 100.7 points per possessions per game last year. First game against New Orleans, over 110 possessions per game. Billy Donovan, all training camp, said fast, got to play fast, got to play much faster, shoot more threes. And that Chicago-New Orleans game flew way over the total. So be aware of that big pace increase this year for the Chicago Bulls. I think this game goes over the total.
Good stuff on that, Babano. Next game, we will go to Warriors and Jazz. And as I'm looking, the line is continuing to move. It's now 6.5, even a 7 popping up for the Warriors as big favorites. And I'm not going to lie, everybody's on the Warriors today. The Jazz sure play them tough every time I can remember. At 7, I might have to dip the other way. But I know Dutchy got something to say about it.
Yeah, man. Dub Nation. Yeah, man. I talked that shit on Monday a little bit with the futures, But hey, man, you live and learn. You live and learn. You motherfuckers best be learning daily, because I still am, even in these 40s, God damn it. You say they play them close, though. I mean, they beat them 4 straight. They beat them 6 out of the last 7. 8 out of the last 10, they beat these motherfuckers. I mean, 13, 7, 8, 18, and 5. So they've covered a number. Well, excuse me. I got this at 3.5 when I texted you this morning. So I bet it at 3.5 and it instantly went to 5.5. And I don't know. I believe you said it's still going. So I think the B squad might play with these boys. I mean, shit. We talked about how deep Utah is, but this is like the Warriors are a deeper version with better players and more seasoned and better coached. So I mean, shit, there's levels to this shit. Is Golden State going to take game 2 off? I mean, are they really going to take game 2 off? They say, oh, it's a letdown spot. They play one motherfucking basketball game. Not to mention they won every preseason game. We talked about Boston looking like they was ready to just unleash on motherfuckers. Well, maybe Golden State is going to do the same damn thing in the West. And Utah ain't stopping nobody. So they should be able to pick their number against these boys. And they sure as hell better cover 3.5 for your boy. I like the Warriors here all day long. Big brother, little brother type shit.
You got in and got that 3.5. That's good work. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I forgot to mention that I am on Santi Alderman over 1.5 threes. He got 5 from 10 in the last game against this Jazz team. I think he kind of shows that their offense is their defense is a little bit bad behind the arc. He did that, and Desmond Bane had a good game behind the arc, and I think Jay Huff was 3 for 5 from 3, having those guys shooting 37% from that game. So I think the Jazz will play a lot better. Keontae George had a terrible game. Just as bad as Kuminga had a bad game, Keontae George had a worse game than that. So both of those guys bounce back today, get to 20-plus points for both of those guys at plus money. That's the way I'll be looking here. But Santi Altman in the last game, I like that bet better than anything in this game.
Babano? No?
Yeah, I like over a little bit in this game. I understand why the totals ticked up a little bit. Both teams played fast, obviously, and Utah, especially at home, tries to pick up a pace. You're right. Keontae George is banged up a little bit. I think as of now he's going to play, but that is concerning for Utah. I really like Golden State coming into the year. So that's probably why I'm off this game from a side perspective. But you will not see me laying this many now against Utah at home. Because you look, I cashed a ticket with Utah. They barely covered, but they did. +3 against Memphis. They lost by 2 in their season opener. So I think there's now value on Utah. Lean that way.
All right, I like that. Somebody said, make sure you get to the Laker game. Here we are. And Lakers are a 1.5 point favorite.
Really?
Man.
You really think we're going to skip the Laker game? Come on.
I'll be there
No.
in attendance.
I back with everything and come to the Laker game. But real shit, like the Suns were disappointing. They're supposed to beat the Clippers way easier, way more, than what they did in that game. And the Lakers were surprisingly refreshing. They were good. They looked a lot different than what we've seen from the Lakers with that new offense under JJ Redick. At home, I'll keep rolling with the Lakers. One of the haters. Let's see. Which one of the haters want to go?
Doug has nothing to say. I'll step up.
Oh, he's mute.
I'm on mute. Go ahead,
ahead.
Bob.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
a hater today. Go ahead, sir.
Oh,
okay.
So I actually look, I don't love this spot for Phoenix. They're off a grueling game against the Clippers, overtime, life and death to beat a Clippers team that I don't think is particularly great this year. And let's give the Lakers their props. They beat a Minnesota team that bounced back last night and beat the Sacramento Kings. That's a solid win for JJ Redick and the Lakers in that first game. I don't love this spot enough for Phoenix to take them. Do I think they're the better team? Yes. But in this spot, I don't want them. So it's a pass for me.
Yeah, man. I liked what I seen out of LA. You shoot 16%. 16% from the 3-point line, and still the game was never in doubt against a Minnesota team who went to Sacramento last night and did their damn thing, found a way to win. So I like what JJ's got going on over there in LA. And I can't say the same damn thing about Arizona and these Phoenix Suns, man. These motherfucking Suns, man. It's like I don't want to overreact because I was high on them.
Durant and Booker were ass for 3.5 quarters the other night. Ass. That bad.
And KD, he has 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
7 turnovers. And it's like, bro, come the fuck on, man. Like, what the fuck is
Old
going
man
on?
Bradley Beal carried them for most of that game.
Bradley Beal played great.
Yes.
But the problem is they don't mesh together. It's like your turn, my turn. It's KD, it's Bill. Bill probably should have had a lot more shots than he had. I believe he only had fucking 12 shots in the fourth quarter, total. He probably should have had 20 shots. KD only had 7 shots. KD and Book had 7 shots in the third quarter, and they're both 4 for 7 from the field. The shit don't even make sense when you watch the goddamn team. It just does not make sense. I thought that they would play with more heart, more more flow. It's not there. And I think realistically, between just toughness and rebounding, that the Lakers will win this game. And I think they'll shoot better than 16% from the 3-point line. So
right.
I honestly think they're going to get bullied tonight. I really do. I think Phoenix gets bullied. I was hoping KD was going to look a little more locked in. He looked sloppy with the ball, man. And you can't be sloppy with the ball. And they don't have an alpha over there. They don't have an alpha, and that's going to catch up to them. LeBron had an off game, obviously was focused on everything going on, his daughter's birthday, most importantly, Bronny and him making the first ever appearance on the court. So I expect LeBron to have a big game tonight. I really do. He always outplays KD, so I expect that to kind of be the thing. He likes to show that he's, the alpha of them too. So I expect LeBron to have a big game. KD or AD to continue to do what he did, which was dominate defensively. Like JJ's got this boy drinking the Kool-Aid. This bet is mainly based off of JJ.
80 over points is worth a look again. I agree tonight. I
like it. He's pushing the right buttons. Rui's playing fucking out of his mind. D'Lo had a horrible game, shot horrible, and they still win. So I think you can get better from get better play from D'Lo and LBJ, and they should handle these boys quite easily.
Yeah, man. Just to give a context, Rui had a conversation with JJ and the coaching staff about attacking Julius Randle because he's lazy at certain moments in the game. That's the reason why he was so aggressive in that game. I think it definitely rubbed Julius Randle the wrong way because that was public news, and now Julius Randle had a great game following that. I think the Lakers are going to have at least one guy make more than 1 3. They didn't have a guy make more than 1 3 last game. Darwin Connect 1 for 3 from the field, 15 minutes. I do believe that he's going to go over 1.5 threes today. That plus 175. That is an official bet for me. I am going to run out there on a limb. I'll be in attendance. So yeah, I'm pretty much be all Dalton Connect. I don't give a damn what's happening in this game. As long as he hits these 2 threes, I think it's going to be competitive. I don't like that we all like the Lakers. Just like you said about the Bulls, I'm coming in here as a fan. I don't want to see that the Lakers are getting love right now. I like the Lakers when they don't get love, to be honest with you. It just seems more realistic here. But I do think that this is a way better team than it is last year. They actually have a game plan. They actually have a coach that's creating a culture. And I didn't like the clip where I seen Jackson Hayes pretty much being guarded by JJ Redick in one of their scrimmages and stuff. I know that's one of the main problems for us, front court depth. But if we got AD going Monster Edition, getting 36 points again, I think that's the way for the Lakers to be able to beat this Suns team who doesn't have big help either. So they don't have bigs. We don't have bigs. Kind of equal it out. Who's going to shoot the best in here? I believe that's going to be the case. I do like the Lakers, but I'm not betting them pregame. I'm going to probably slide something over there. And we're going right back to the well with Bradley Beal. He did get 20-plus points, plus money last game at 24. And you said it, bro. He should get more attempts today. At plus money, again, is 20-plus points for Bradley Beal at plus 129. All he needs is to go over 19.5 points, and we get that. So I like Bradley Beal, again, 19.5. Dalton Connect over 1.5 threes. And I do like the Lakers here, but I'm going to hit something live with them.
We got about 10 seconds each with this one. I like the Blazers first quarter plus 1.5. They got a good starting lineup. Yeah. And I'm down on the Pelicans, and they're hurt. But Bano, you like it?
With you. I don't trust Portland for the full game. Same. I don't trust the Pelicans laying 6 on the road, and I got to see more because I didn't expect them to be that good against Chicago. Was pretty bad though defensively. I don't fully trust them, and Portland came out ready against Golden State, and then it got away from them, and they were good in the first quarter though. So I like them first half too, but I really like them first quarter. Portland in this game. I
like that too. You keep it going.
Yeah, Suns a lock. I like hearing that when I'm on the other side. That's all I'm gonna say. Suns a lock. Say that about the other game too.
All right, well, we'll move it all over to best bets. And we got about a minute and a half here, so we good. We're gonna start it off like we always do. First up, we go into my guy Wham Bam. Let the people know how to get paid.
Yeah, man. The Pistons was pretty damn competitive, bro. I think this is going to be more of a defensive game. And you know what that means? We should get more rebounds. So Jalen Duren over at 10.5 rebounds should be the best bet for the night.
Fabano, next up.
Next up, how about, hey, everybody, 76ers. How about the Philadelphia 76ers team total over 112.5? I just think it's a really bad Raptors defense right now. The Sixers and plus Nick Nurse going back to Toronto. They got to play a good game tonight, especially off the loss to Milwaukee. Even without Embiid and George, Maxey has a big game. Oubre steps up. Sixers team total over 112.5. Best bet.
I like it. And then for myself, I'm gonna go right back to the last game we talked about. I like that Portland first quarter. New Orleans banged up, like we said. Portland has a really good starting lineup. It's just they don't have no depth behind that. So we're gonna expect them to keep it close, if not be winning after 12 minutes. So Portland first quarter plus 1.5 be my best bet for the show. And last but not least, slide over to my guy Dutchie. Let him know what the freshest look of the day is and take us home.
Yeah, man. Freshest look. We're going to the NY to get that W. That's right. Knickerbockers minus 4.5. It's good money. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Chris Warren, Sweaty Butcher, Mr. Exotic. I see you. Zoned Up, Marquell, all the real ones. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.